So if this doesn't go well, it is what it is. So I'm just gonna check to see if we're recording. And excuse me, and yep, you're gonna see this on YouTube, but excuse me. Okay, we live. So yeah, if you see that, it is what it is. But we're live. So hey everybody, welcome, Miss Eli, the Marfan homie, here to give y'all another episode. And I think this episode was a little bit anticipated because I've been getting a lot of questions about the topic at hand, and so I feel good. I'm good. I feel good about the about this episode. Yeah. I hope everybody's week has been great. I hope everybody's time has been great for I guess the amount of time that you take to listen to this episode to the past episode. And as I speak about the episodes, so this is we're out of the school day series. So the past 4 episodes before this one were my school day series, elementary, middle, high, and college, and basically just telling everyone how I got through it, my quote unquote coping mechanisms, um, and yeah, just again what it was and how I felt and what I did every day to get through it. So I hope you guys listened. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me turn this to my podcast mode. But I hope you guys listened. I hope you guys enjoyed. And again, leave comments, give me feedback, leave a review. Again, all my stuff is in the description of all my episodes. So if you want to contact me and ask any questions, go ahead and ask. So we're here today. So this is going to be episode 16. I think I just did the count correctly, and we are on episode 16. So yeah. So let's applause for that. And so yeah. So the name of the episode that we're on today is called and as you can see, I'm wearing my Adulting for Everybody t-shirt. This was a OPA exclusive, so if you got one, you're exclusive and special. If you didn't, we still got a couple left, so if you want to order some, hit me up for that as well. However, this is episode 16, and today's episode is food, basically food journey, the food that I eat. So yeah, so if you want to hear the foods that I eat, go ahead and tune in, take a load off, get some tea, and just listen to today's podcast, sponsored by me, because I'm doing this all by my lonesome. So let's start off with the recap. So what's happened since? Okay, and I wrote some stuff down so I wouldn't forget. Look at there. So YouTube. Oh, okay. Um, YouTube. YouTube is up and running, so all the episodes up to this one, you can go ahead and watch and / listen. But the YouTube is up and running. At the Marfan Homie is the name of the channel. Kept it plain and simple for you guys. I think there's no spaces in between that. And again, I'm trying to be videos that pop up that relate to Marfans. As I'm talking about it, I want you guys to feel it and whatever else. So yeah, go ahead, subscribe, click the bell, click the bell so you're notified every time I post a new video, and we're just gonna keep going just like that. Lucid, I wrote down Lucid. So when I wrote this down, we were supposed to go to the Lucid info ship. It's not a dealership, but the Lucid info ship. However, it was Sunday and they were closed. I didn't think they were going to be closed on a Sunday. However, the app that I was using didn't have their hours, so I guess that's partially on me. However, where we went, there's this area called Legacy West, and they have this place called Vegan Vibration. So we went there, got some food, and again, I got a what did I get? I got a loaded nachos with smoked jackfruit as the meat. Very good. And I think my girlfriend got a spiced kale wrap. And it looked good. I didn't taste it, but it looked good. What else did I write down here? New quarter. Oh, new quarter. If I haven't talked about in the last episode, so yeah, we are in a new quarter, so I have some new things that I'm trying to, I guess, accomplish. As far as like my weight, food, and I guess body, like overall health. So I've been doing 30 sit-ups a day. Uh, last I could think on the month of January or February, I was doing 100 a day for like 3-4 weeks straight, and that was tiresome. I hated it. I hated it. I hated it. So this time, this whole quarter, hopefully I'm going to strive to go for the next 90 days doing at least 30 sit-ups per day, and that does not, I guess, that's the word I'm looking for. Count for my whole core workout. If I decide to do a core day, that is just something that I wanted to do just to help my core and become stronger. Because again, since these surgeries, well, since my first abdominal surgery and then hitting me with a second one, my core took a big hit as far as like strengthening and just the overall muscular aspect of it. Um, and I guess this goes into me wanting to explain more of my first AAA surgery. It seems like, again, like if you're on YouTube, like this side of my stomach is it still has the muscle intact. This side of my stomach, it seems like all the muscle is just gone, or it's like very pushed to the back. So therefore, I think at this point, I'm striving to have a 3-pack instead of a 6-pack. So you can imagine how that is. So I'm gonna have 3 on one side and basically 1 on the other side. I guess a 4-pack, but we'll see how that looks. But yeah, that's what I'm striving for. Just again, more muscular definition, 30 sit-ups a day, along with my other regular workouts, which I will actually get to in the next episode. So stay tuned for that. So this episode is about food. My next episode will be about my training, my workouts and stuff like that. Oh yeah, and what else? So I guess what's happened since, I guess I put trip here. So I guess yeah, later on this week, I guess Friday I'll be flying out to Jamaica. So applaud for that. I haven't been back. Well, yeah, I haven't been back to Jamaica since 2019 for my mother's wedding. So I'm happy and excited to go back and see what I've been missing out on. And to my surprise, I was researching this morning. This is a Jamaican Carnival weekend, so hopefully there's a lot of food, festivities, and just a lot of things to do. How's this month going overall, though? So what is this? April? 11 days in April. 11 days in April. What's been going on? 11 days in April. So for the most part, work. Work. I've been trying to I guess other stuff. Like I said, working on my 4-pack. I'm still working on my my muscle up. I got some new books to read. Well, old but new. But what else? There's this program that I'm in at work, kicks off tomorrow. I thought it was next month, but it kicks off tomorrow, so I can't miss that meeting. Got to go ahead and set an alarm as I'm thinking about it and talking about it. I think that's about it. So as far as work, how's work going? Like I said, I got a kickoff for something that I'm doing for work. It's called a leads program. Basically, overall development and help you become a leader. Blah 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 blah. But that's not what this is about. So let's get into the meat of the podcast. So, like I said, this podcast is going to be about my food journey, the food that I eat. So the first thing that I have written down is growing up vegetarian and pescatarian. So as far as I can remember, my mom raised, or again, she tried her darn hardest, but my mom raised me vegetarian, quote unquote pescatarian, because we ate fish, not necessarily seafood, but fish. I wouldn't say that I don't know why. However, I guess I didn't understand, because like my 2 older brothers, they ate meat. My eldest sister, she ate meat. My brother below her, he would be like vegetarian, like when I guess she was in the house, and then like me and my younger sister, she was very strict about like us not eating meat, which was fine. Um, but it was like I mentioned, like in my elementary school episode, my mom would come to school and tell the cafeteria ladies he better not have no meat on his tray, and I'm just like, and again that contributed to, of course, the why don't you eat meat? Why are you so skinny? That's why you're so skinny, because you don't eat any meat. Bam, 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 bam. But as I look at it now, I thank my mom for, I guess, raising us vegetarian, because I actually felt like I was a more livelier, well, yeah, more like a livelier child. And this is, I guess, my interpretation of like what I feel like meat does to me sometimes. Um, I do realize when I eat more or less hearty meals that are in with meat, I feel more, I guess, alive. Not alive. Let's put that out. More, I have more energy. I feel the need, like I feel like I have more energy to do the things that I need to do. And that's been one of my recent discoveries. I remember one day in college, or one week in college, I was called home and I told my mom, I was like, "Mommy, I'm not eating any meat this week." And she was like, "All right, call me at the end of the week and tell me how you feel." Called her, I was like, "Mommy, I feel great." It was a good thing. But I think raising us, I guess, pescatarian, or let's just say vegetarian, raising us vegetarian, I guess it was, I wouldn't say like her way of like controlling what we eat. I think again at the end of the day, it was more so looking out for us as far as I guess the growth, the development. I'm not saying like meat stops anything like growth and development. And let me say, not by any means am I a doctor or anything. I'm just noticing like what happened, like what has happened, what with my body and what I feel as far as like not eating meat. Um, However, let's move on, and it's all gonna play a part. So let's move on. So, eating meat when I'm not, when I wasn't around my mom. So that's the other thing I was moving to. So like again, when I go to school, I'd probably like sneak a piece of chicken, and everybody's like, "Ooh, you're eating meat." I'm like, "Man, like whatever." But I remember again, very particular times when we would, when me and my, I guess my little sister, just like family as a whole, we would go to New York and they would try to like feed us chicken. And then again, another thing that some of my family members would even say, like, you should eat chicken. It's gonna help you get bigger. You're already skinny. You need to eat meat, eat meat, eat meat. Tired of hearing it. However, I ate the chicken. I ate like again whatever had meat. When I wasn't around my mom, I basically ate meat, and I felt guilty for it. But again, this is not about that. Um, but again, I didn't really notice any difference as far as eating meat as a child and what effect it has on my body rather than eating meat as an adult, because again you tend to pay more attention to yourself and whatever else. But yeah, that was one thing that I guess introduced me to meat and how good it can taste, as far as again going up to New York, and my cousins and my aunts and uncles would would just feed us meat as if we never had meat before. Um but so again, growing up, and that's the next thing, growing up and noticing the changes with the food I eat. So like one day, like I said, so like let's just say high school and up to college, until I decided to take that one week and not eat any meat. Um, I think during like my high school, I was probably like 6'1", 6'2", weighed about 160, 50 to anywhere from 150 to 170, probably those whole four years, 9 to 12. Um, and again, I was eating meat. I felt like I would like want every now and then I would get into like this workout spurt where I would just like do push-ups before bed, like normal high school stuff that again you don't typically go to the gym if you're not like a football player or any of the athletes for the teams. You just go in your room, do some push-ups and sit-ups, and just go to sleep. But I feel strong. But yeah. So again, now even high school, eating the way I'm eating. College is when I started to notice I was putting on weight, how I was putting on weight, and let's revert. Let's go back a little bit. This goes back to the question of that I get from a lot of people of again what it is, what what do you eat, how do you work out, and what other supplements do you take? So again, the workout episode is the next episode after this. What I will say for this, for the supplements, which is partially both episodes, is that I do take a protein supplement, and we'll get into that. But what I eat typically anything. Again, I don't eat pork. I don't eat pork. I barely eat. I've never had like again like deer and other stuff like that, like the exotic. I guess that would be exotic red meat. But again, I eat beef from time to time. I love a good steak from time to time. I eat fish. I eat fish. I don't eat shellfish. I'm allergic, highly allergic. And I think I wrote on here, tell the story about how I almost, I guess, quote unquote, died about eating shellfish. I guess it's just interesting to hear. It has nothing to do with Marfan syndrome. However, it probably does. It does a little bit. Um, and I eat again chicken, rice, and stuff like that. And we can get into that. But again, growing up and noticing the changes with the food that I eat. So, like I said, when I reached college, that was more so around the time where I just noticed like my body was again, I was getting bigger. I was as I was eating, I was noticing like again, and I had a big campus, so I was getting a lot of steps in, a lot of cardio, a lot of walking around, and my body was basically like filling out as much as it could. Um, but I also noticed how heavy on my joints, how heavy on my joints the eating was. Now, I'm not gonna say it was necessarily like eating the meat, but I was eating a lot. I was eating a lot of stuff. Again, this college, you have access to food basically up until you go to sleep. um, and so I was eating a lot, and I wasn't noticing. Well, I was noticing again. I was sweating a lot as I do now, but I was sweating a lot more during college, to be honest. I was again the pressure on my joints, the pressure on my bones, all the walking. I felt tired and stuff like that. And so like again when I reached up to that point after however many years of just going to the calf and just eating, one day I chose not to eat meat for 1 week. So I would eat like salads for lunch, uh, and then like rice plates with vegetables for dinner and with another salad because again everything at the calf and like pizza, I would say pizza too, but like everything at the calf was basically served with meat. So I mean again I didn't really have too many choices. So I did what I had to do with the food that I was provided. And again so the thing that I've noticed is that I felt lighter in a sense of I guess weight or mass. I felt lighter. I felt I was less sweaty. Uh, I felt more energized as well. And again, this is not a drop off everything you're doing and stop eating meat. It's just I'm just telling you like again the things that I sort of noticed is like the changes that I've noticed as I decreased or stopped the meat intake at that point. And now this point in my life, decrease the meat intake again. I still, let's say for the record, I was thinking about this when I wrote this down. For the record, I still eat meat. For everybody that's listening, my friends and family, yes, I still eat meat. I consume a lot less meat. And I feel good about it. Like again, like so. Let's say, noticing the noticing the changes with the food that I eat. So what am I trying to say? Noticing the changes with the food that I eat. So yeah, a lot less meat makes me a lot less tired. I noticed that again, how my body feels, how my joints feel. I feel a lot less heavy. What else? How certain foods make me feel. So like I would say like heavy meat, like again, like let's just say steak. That's why I only eat steak or beef, the overall beef concept once in a while because again that is a very particular meat that makes me feel heavy. And again, I would like if I'm going out to eat and I know I'm coming right back home, I'm gonna order a steak. However, if I know I'm not coming right back home, I'll order something lighter, just so I can like, I guess ease through the night. What else? chicken isn't too bad. So normally my favorite dish is chicken alfredo with a side of garlic bread. However, chicken isn't too bad, and I have had a feeling to where I overate on chicken, and who knew, right? I overate on chicken, and uh, that was probably something, something. Um, what else? What else? Salmon, fish, or anything like that. Very light, very doesn't do too much to like again make me tired or anything like that. So it's honestly, if you could even look at it towards like, and again, it's just how it is, right? The lighter the meat, the lighter I feel. It's only when I start to move down to denser meats, the heavier and the more tired that I feel. So, like I said, I try to stay away from those denser meats at certain times. Um, Choosing to eat less meat. I'm going. See, it's just coming off the brain. I'm just going through all of this and not even paying attention to this paper. I already mentioned not eating pork. But no, that's a personal choice. I choose not to eat it. It is what it is. There's a lot of other meat out there that I can and not what's the word? Try. Let's just say try. There's a lot of other meat out there that I consume. So, I mean, again, it's just a little personal choice of mine. Nothing to rouse anybody up about. So let's just say, all right. So let's move to this. Cooking and preparing my meals. What does that look like? So I would honestly say, and this is gonna sound so crazy, however, for the past basically 2 years, I've been eating beans and rice for the past 2 years. Beans and rice. Any other time, I might like try to switch it up, but the next week or the next meal prep, beans and rice. And so with that, I get high protein beans. So garbanzo beans, black beans, and red beans. I put that over brown rice because brown rice does have the most protein, I guess, content within the rice family. Um, and I added some more vegetables, okra, broccoli, spinach, and stuff like that. I eat that. And like every other week or every third week, I'll decide to add some chicken in with that just to get the meat that my body is quote unquote craving and get that boost of the protein supplement. Because again, I do work out 6 to 7 days out the week. And so I do look for meeting my proteins throughout the day and meeting my calorie intake throughout the day. And that's the other thing. As I do work out, I do try to consume at least, and this is gonna sound crazy, 2,500 to 3,000 calories a day, and a lot of that is more so based in protein than it is carbs, or they might be half and half because again, um that's how much I'm putting on my plate and then again, that's just 3,000 calories in the meals that I'm eating. 1,000 calories per meal that I eat. So breakfast, lunch, and dinner, I try to get 3,000 strict, like based off of those. And then honestly, I go in and add snacks and stuff like that. But again, I work out, my bowel movement is great and stuff of that nature. So again, if you want to know, and that goes to answer the question again, if you would like to know what I eat and what I've been eating since I posted my pictures on Instagram, my quote unquote exposed pictures on Instagram, beans and rice. That's what I make at home. But when I go out, like I said, I order a steak. I don't really don't order too much chicken when I go out. I order either probably steak or a vegetarian plate because probably eat so much chicken at home. Um, every now and then I'll order a fish. However, when I'm at home, it's beans and rice. And again, I might spice it up a little bit different. I might make some curry beans and rice or just some regular beans and rice. Again, it just depends how I'm feeling that day, if I want to jazz it up or not, or if I'm just trying to get out the kitchen, honestly. And then, of course, I still partake in desserts. I still partake in ice cream, whether it's dairy-free or with dairy. I eat cheesecake like nobody's business. So, and I would say this as well, and this again, I'll reiterate this on the other episode. I do follow a lot of muscle builders. As far as I think his name is Brian Shaw, his friend Eddie something, um, Cali Muscle, Big Boy from Strength Cartel, and last name Fletcher. I can't remember. I don't want to mispronounce his first name, but I think I just named five. And of course, like The Rock on his Instagram, and this lady named Massey, or whatever her name is, but Massey. I like those seven. I follow them heavily as far as like the workouts that they do, the things that they eat, um, and the overall feeling that they're basically in. Because again, they so like those, let's say those seven people, they love working out. And I think even with me, I love working out. I like looking. I mean, again, I watch what I'm doing in the gym. I admire people like what they're doing in the gym as far as like, okay, that's a cool workout. Um, Dang, they're strong, and just like, all right, look at the form. And I emulate it when I decide to work on that muscle group and with everything else. And again, I had the feeling of just like joining these two episodes, but I don't want to. But again, I can talk about food and workout and meeting your macros and meeting and strengthening your body. Because again, like I look at these people again. These are again, Brian Shaw and Eddie something. They're crowned and titled the world's strongest men. So it's just like, why not see what they're eating? And again, these guys are eating up to 12 to 15,000 calories a day. I'm only eating 3 because, again, I have a heart condition. I don't want high, I guess, quote unquote, cholesterol, depending on what I eat. And again, they're bigger than me, so again, they need it to feed the muscles that they're building. So I'd stick to 3 and 3. Sometimes doesn't even feel like enough. Sometimes it depends how hard I'm going in the gym. Oh yeah. So again, the next thing was counting calories. Man, I am excited. I am on it this episode. Counting calories. So like I said, I try to consume up to 3,000 calories a day, and that's just in my meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. However, if I get 3,000 calories as a combined, that's cool. But that also means I ate a lot of like filler stuff, and that's something that I don't necessarily like to do. Because again, I consume all the bad snacks. Like I said, cheesecake, cookies, crackers, Ritz crackers at that. However, my new thing is I have been eating a lot of tuna. So I make tuna probably every week. This is probably the first week I didn't make it because I have a trip on I have a trip I have a trip coming up. So I probably that's probably why I didn't make it. I do miss it. I'm yearning for it, but I'm just not gonna make it. I gotta fight my what's the word? My urge to eat it or to make it. So yeah, and that moves on to the next thing, right? So treating my body as a machine, and this is something that again one of the people that I follow said. I think this was Massey Aris on Instagram. I just read her quote, and she was like, "You got to treat your body as a machine. You have to fuel it the proper way." And again, I'm pretty sure a lot of bodybuilders think like this, as far as like again, you have to think of your body as a car. You want to give it the best treatment, the best fuel, the best oil that you possibly can for it to run as long as it can. So that's one thing that I take heavily. And even before I read her caption, that's what I guess that's what I subconsciously thought, is that again, if I feed myself high protein, if I feed myself quote unquote cleaner foods than I was eating before, like eating in college, I would go a longer way. And I mean, not for nothing, but my father, he passed at what some would call I guess a younger age, um, and so, and I'll say this, and I guess I haven't said this on any episode. I used to say, uh, I think it was like something along the lines of, I just want to outlive my dad, or I just want to I want to, as long as I get 1 year past my dad, I'll be okay. And then I was like, nah, let me stop saying that. And 2 people came up to me and was like, nah, you should stop saying that. So again, I want to live longer, like way longer than again my father did. Again, he was going through his thing. He had a lot of surgeries, just like I did, if not a lot more. However, I want to live healthier than I want to live as healthy as I possibly can. So if that means again eating meat every so often rather than every day, again I'm about to go to Jamaica, so it's just like I'm eating meat every day because I don't get this in America. But again, eating meat every so often. Excuse me. Um, Eating meat every so often. Uh, Eating. Oh, let's not even talk about eating. Drinking. Drinking as well. So I only drink apple juice, to be perfectly honest. If I drink orange juice, it's with a mimosa. Like if I'm going out, me and my girlfriend are going out for like brunch or something or whatever the case may be. I love apple juice. Never giving it up. Don't ask me to. I won't. And I drink a lot of water. I would say I probably drink anywhere from a half a gallon to a gallon a day. Um, so that does help with again my digestion, processing my food, overall putting my food where it needs to be as far as like my body parts and stuff like that. Liquor, I'm not gonna lie to you and say I don't drink liquor. If it's in the freezer, I'm gonna drink it. However, I'm not even gonna be modest. If liquor's around, I'm gonna drink it. I don't. It doesn't really affect my body, and this is probably me just being like speaking all macho about it. However, it doesn't affect my body as much as it affects like my head hurting. And I notice when I wake up with a I guess a minor headache, once I work out, it's gone. So again, if I'm hungover, which I rarely am, I'll go to the gym and it'll be out lickety split. Um, let's see. Wine, drink wine like it's water. Sounds bad, but it is what it is. Um, and yeah, like again, if there's liquor around, I'll take a sip. I don't. A lot of people that bodybuild, a lot of people that work out a lot and stuff like that, they choose not to drink liquor. I choose to drink it, and I think it works out fine because with my body type, because I work out as much. I work out and eat as much as I possibly can to help my body. So, like I said, yes, the fuel that you put in your body is what you get out. So, but also the work that you put into it. So again, I work out, I eat right, and I partake in spirits, in liquor, and I just try to basically make it work to where my body does not feel I guess the negative effects of I guess the negative things that I put. Like I said, I eat snacks. I eat unhealthy snacks, but I try to I guess overcome it or whatever the word is by eating healthier foods. All right, what's next? And that's it. Again, I'm not perfect. I revert to unhealthy foods. Like I said, I am not perfect. I revert to unhealthy foods. Um, Again, everybody has their cravings. And I know at least once a week. If I'm in, let's just say, if I'm in the grocery store 3 times out in 1 week, one of those times I'm grabbing a 2 cup Reese's, and gonna eat it in the car. Uh, if I'm in the grocery store more than 3 times a month, I'm gonna grab some cookies and probably eat those cookies in less than 3 days. Like that's just what I do. Again, I'm somewhere between reaching my calorie intake and reaching my body goal. And whatever it takes to reach my calorie intake is what I'm gonna eat, and whatever it takes to reach my body goal is whatever I'm gonna do. So it is what it is. Um, like I said, I'm not healthy. I mean, I'm not perfect. I would like to consider myself healthy. Sorry, I'm not perfect. I do like to consider myself healthy. And again, these are just some of the things that I eat that put together. Again, what you see on YouTube. Again, you can see the definition in my arms and stuff like that. Like again, I worked hard for my forearms, and I worked hard for my biceps. My triceps are still coming in. I work hard for all that stuff. So it's just, again, it is what it is. Um, let's see. Did I miss anything before I flip to the next page? Choosing to eat less meat. Like I said, I don't eat pork. Preparing my meals, counting my calories, treating my body as a machine. No, I figured I covered all of this. But let's see what's next, right? Give me 1 second. So what time do I normally try to eat? To help with your bodily function. So again, a lot of doctors and a lot of people would tell you that the later you eat, the worse it is on your body. Because again, your body sort of goes down, or just let's just say shuts down, right? I'm not even gonna be scientific with it. Your body shuts down when you go to sleep. So therefore, how your digestive system is working slower, this, that, and the third, rather than you eating at an earlier time, your body has more time to digest what's going on. Like, all right, oh, you're feeding me, you're fueling me. Let me ramp up and try to digest this food before you make your next move, whether it's rest or going somewhere or just being active. Um, so for me, let's see. So the times I normally try to eat. So I used to eat at 8. I think when I first moved in this apartment that we're in now, 8 o'clock, 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 like 8 o'clock, 7 days a week. That was dinner time, of course. And we can go back to lunch and breakfast. Um, However, recently I have found myself eating around the times of like 6 and 7 o'clock, which is fine. I have no problem. But I have found myself eating at 6 or 7 o'clock. The thing is, again, as my body digests those foods, I go back and eat lighter food. Other snacks. Whether it is, sometimes I do double back and eat the tuna dip that I may have made for that day. Sometimes I do go back and eat crackers, probably like a pack of crackers. It just depends on like how my body's feeling. Has it had enough for today, and whatever else the case may be. Lunchtime every day around 12. I try to eat every day at 12, and that's whether I was at this apartment, my last apartment, whatever, or when when we were going into the office. Every day 12 o'clock, I try to eat. Again, the better what I've noticed is the better structured the times that you eat, the better your body responds to those times. So now if I'm eating at 6 or 7 and I don't go to bed till 10, my body has 3 hours to process what's going on, and I may be defecate before I go to sleep. That's just what it is. Lunchtime, 12 o'clock, between 12 and 5, whether I'm working or eating snacks, I'm eating lighter than that meal. But again, my body still has time to digest that meal and get me prepared for the next one. Breakfast, every day 7:30. Every day 7:30. Every day 7:30. And for breakfast, I normally eat 2 scrambled eggs, and 2 pieces of toast. However, I have been wanting to up that lately, but the cost of eggs have been going to like $10 for 12. So had to cut down on the eggs, or not go up on the eggs. But no, I try to do that, and every other day or every other time I might feel a little lucky and say that I'll go ahead and eat 4 eggs. So like I said, I'm trying to reach my 1,000 calories per meal or per time of the day. So again, that eggs might not seem like a lot to toast. It adds a little bit. So what I'll do sometimes, say like by 10 a.m. So if I eat at 7:30, by 10 a.m. I'm eating again, whether that's cereal, oatmeal, or the tuna dip. So again, like as you can tell, tuna dip is like my filler of the calories and like the food that I need to eat during the day. And I stopped eating tuna for a while. However, I just got back to it. I missed it, and it got me through some tough times in my childhood. So it's just like, why not keep eating tuna? Tuna has never led me astray, never ever. So why would I not? So yeah, that's definitely been one thing. So again, certain times that you eat, like I said, it all depends on, again, your digestion. So that's why I used to eat late, because I wanted to keep the weight. And again, that would be my quote unquote advice, my non-medical advice. The later you eat, the better the weight stays on you. Again, if you have Marfans, that's just what I've noticed. I've noticed that on a couple of my brothers in different scenarios. But again, the later you eat, the more that the weight stays on there. And of course, if you choose to work out, it does have its benefits by eating at a later hour. So again, like I said, it depends on what like again, don't even pay attention to the fact that you have Marfans. It just goes to what type of body type you're looking for. Like I said, I want to be, I want to be, I ain't gonna, well, I want to be midway between like swole and shredded. So whatever that midway point is what I'm striving for. And so I eat that way and work out that way, even regardless of having Marfan syndrome. That's what I choose to do. If you have a different choice, please, again, do the stuff that you need to do in moderation. And just, again, watch yourself. Watch what you eat. Watch how you're eating it, when you're eating it. And, of course, watch when you decide to work out. Or how you decide to work out. So, yeah. So, like I said, segue into the workout episode. But, so, yeah, again, that goes to how you work out. And then it's supposed to segue into the next episode, but we're not done yet. So, here's my story about the shrimp. My shrimp story. So, I knew that I was allergic to shrimp. My dad, when I was younger, with my brothers, there was this Asian restaurant on Candler Road, and like right across from South DeKalb Mall. And that was my dad's favorite restaurant, well, favorite Asian restaurant. And so, which is crazy because he used to get a shrimp fried rice. I guess now I'm thinking about it like, oh, he wasn't allergic to shrimp. How am I? But he was allergic to shrimp. I was allergic. He used to buy us shrimp fried rice, and turns out I'm allergic to shrimp. So I've noticed, like again, so this was something that I noticed as a kid. Like when I would eat the shrimp fried rice, my lip would start, I guess, for lack of a better word, blistering. Like it would just feel weird on the inside. You can never see it on the outside, but it was weird on the inside. So I noticed that. I stopped eating shrimp. Bam, 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 and then. Well, one day my sister had like some crab meat, and I was like, man, that thing smells disgusting. So I was like, how you eat that? So even from that day forward, I never thought of, again, touching shrimp. Fast forward, it's the weekend of my sister's wedding. Congratulations, they just got married. My cousin decided to host all the family that came in from out of town at her house for, I guess, a barbecue and a congratulations party. Cool. What happens? Not noticing. I'm like, ooh, shrimp kebabs. So I had one. Fine. Had some water, had some Sprite, doing A-okay. So as we know how, I guess, reactions and just allergic reactions, as you feed it or pump more blood and just have your body going, you're feeding into that allergic reaction. I thought nothing of it. So, bam, ate the first one, feeling good. Grabbed the second one before I went on the trampoline. And I'm just jumping, eating the shrimp kebab and just jumping and enjoying myself. I noticed, a little slight itch. I didn't know that it was an allergic reaction, but again, I'm noticing a little slight itch. So I laid down on the trampoline, watching all like my younger cousins and stuff, and all the kids like jump on the trampoline. So one of my cousins come to me like, "You're okay?" I was like, "Go get me another shrimp kebab." Third shrimp kebab. I'm getting itchy just talking about it. But after that shrimp kebab, I'm still itching. I'm just like, I don't know what's going on. I took a shower. I know I'm clean. I go to the front of the house to play basketball with some of my other cousins. And they was like, "You okay?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine, man." I'm scratching. And they was like, "Okay." As I'm playing basketball, I just stopped. And I don't even think I necessarily ran out of breath, but it was getting harder to breathe. So I cave in. I walked to my mom, and I was like, I don't feel good. She's like, "What'd you eat?" I was like, "Shrimp." And she's like, "That's why I don't feed it to you." And I was like, "Oh, help." And I'm just like, "Just help me. I don't care if you don't feed it to me or not. Just help me." So again, this was like, I'm 18 at this point, going to going to college. This was, well, I'm still in high school, but this was me. This was my senior year, second semester, basically going to college. Um, that day, what I could feel that was going on inside my throat. If you're on YouTube, and I'll try to describe it, try balling up your fist and putting a finger through that hole. If you do have a hole. Um, what it felt like, my mom made me drink tall glasses, 8 tall glasses of water. When I tell you, it felt horrible, like something was trying to be forced down my throat. It felt horrible. And consequently, I threw all 8 glasses up. And it hurt. However, some way, somehow, me throwing up relaxed my muscle in my throat because she made me drink 8 more glasses of water, and it went down a little bit smoother. When I tell you, that was probably the worst feeling ever. Damn near almost dying. If I would have kept playing basketball or jumping on the trampoline, itching like I was on drugs. Going to my mom to save the day, like my mom was Superman that day, and just like basically embarrassing myself in front of my whole family. And then they were just like, you stay over there. And I was just like, man, but I felt horrible. So therefore, that is why I say and always reiterate, you have to listen to your body and what it's telling you. Whether you're eating, working out, sitting down, not doing anything. If your leg starts to fall asleep, get up. Like, as simple as that. Like, no matter what you're doing, you have to listen to what your body is telling you. Like, again, like I said in one of my surgery videos, I listened to my body after 3 days. Granted, I was going to wait till Friday, but like the doctor said, I could have been dead by that day. You got to listen. You have to listen to what your body's saying. So with that day, every day, same spot for 3 days straight that my back started hurting me. Oh, that can't be a coincidence. Let me go and figure out what's going on. It's something waking me up out my sleep and thinking that it was a keystone or a kidney stone or whatever, and going to the doctor and finding out I had a dissection within my abdominal aorta, which is basically it tearing from the inside. So like my biggest recommendation is to listen to what your body is saying. So again, like even now, I eat a lot more protein-rich foods. I eat a lot more cleaner and leaner foods, and I eat less meat. Like I haven't stopped eating meat. I consume a lot less. I would say when I moved to Texas, I was honestly eating meat every day. It was only 2 years after Texas where I think I probably got a wake-up call, and it was just like, all right, I'm gonna consume less. And of course, with the lifestyle that me and my girlfriend are living, it's again a lot less meat, a lot more plants, and just a lot more not feeling as tired or drowsy by consuming so much meat. And again, I'm just telling you how it did and what worked. If that's the root, because I know a lot of people have this thing about, oh, you don't eat meat. I don't know if I could do that. I mean, all I can say is give it a try. All I'm telling you is give it a try. For the people that don't have Marfans that are listening and trying to get into something healthy, I guess this is a health episode as well, or a healthy episode as well. For the people that do have Marfans, I did realize that eating late was working for me. However, now I choose to eat a little bit earlier and still munch on things after I eat my main course of dinner. And again, if you like this episode, stay tuned for the next episode, which has to do more so about my workout. And of course, again, listening to my body, maxing out on some of the exercises that I do and how my body has felt pre and post different surgeries that I have had. So again, stay tuned for that one. Alert yourself, click the little bell, and whatever else that is that you need to do. So as we wind down, my words of advice. Let's get ready. My words of advice. Think of the food you eat as the fuel for your body. If you want to perform a certain way, you have to use the necessary fuel to make it possible. So again, and I'll read it again. Think of the food of your think of the food you eat as the fuel for your body. If you want to perform a certain way, you have to use the necessary fuel to make it possible. So, if I'm saying that meat is making me tired quicker, more drowsy, and just lazy, I'm gonna eat less of it, so I don't feel those not necessarily negative effects, but the way of doing such. Then again, on the flip side, if I feel that my body is missing a certain amount of protein, a certain amount of meat, a certain amount of chicken, I incorporate back what I need to feel satisfied for that week, or again, what I need from that meal, or for the amount of calories, or just again, my basic operation of the way I want my body to function. I mean, again, it's cut simple. It's very black and white as far as you feel a certain type of way. Stop what it is that's making you feel that way, and if you feel the urge, incorporate it back. And again, I'm talking about food. So all right, let's jump to the conclusion. So the conclusion: there are foods out there for me to taste. Yep. There are foods out there for me to taste and try. When I'm faced with them, I will have to figure it out if it will benefit me or harm me. And sometimes that can be the thin line. So again, that's the thing, right? As far as like the foods that I choose to eat. Never had quail, tasted quail. I'll probably never buy it. But again, like it's just certain foods out there that I'll be willing to try. Of course, shellfish, I don't want to do. Pork, I don't want to do. However, I have to also figure out how those foods that I'm trying benefit me. And if I have to like research the amount of carbs, protein, or whatever else might be in this one piece of meat, I have to figure out is it helping me, or is it going to help me reach my greatest imaginative body goals, or is it going to stop me from getting there? So again, there amongst the long list of things that I eat, I just have to figure out when to eat it and how I want to prepare it, and just basically figure out if it's going to benefit me and whatever else. Oh, and I think this would be a good time to even mention. Well, now I'll talk about that on the next episode. My weight, I guess the heaviest I've weighed and the lightest that I've weighed. So yeah, man, I'm here. That wraps up this episode. Very short episode compared to the ones that have been coming out. However, this will be it. So again, shout outs to my mom. Shout out to my mom again for saving my life. And just again, shout out for, I guess, growth as far as like knowing what to give your body, the food, the fuel, and knowing what not to give or not to eat. So even then, how to reach me. If you like this episode and you want to know more about like the foods that I eat, or if you want to give it a try and you want to know like the exact things that I put inside of my food, hit me up, whether it's on my personal page or the Marfan homie. Leave a comment. I'll be sure to even pay attention to the comment, and I'll write a whole list in the comments only if I'm asked to. Only if I'm asked to. Again, so how to reach me, like I said, everything will be in the description, whether it's the Marfan homie or Public Enemy. I'm here. What else? Subscribe. So again, all the videos have been caught up to YouTube. As you see this, as you hear this, well, even then, as you get the notification for this episode, you will then, again, subscribe. Subscribe to Apple Podcasts, subscribe to Spotify, which was Anchor, subscribe to Spotify, and subscribe and subscribe to YouTube and click the bell so you can get notified every time I post a video. So all the other YouTubers say it, so I might as well say it myself. So yeah, click the bell, and then again, you'll be notified. If there's anything that I missed, or if there's anything more that you would like to hear about, again, the food that I eat and how I eat it, and if I eat sushi, yes, I do eat sushi. But again, if there's any other question, feel free to ask. I'm here. And again, if you're trying to you have a body goal that you would like to meet, or yeah, if you have a body goal that you would like to meet and you're serious about it, just go ahead and hit me up and we can be serious about it together and make sure you get there. But yeah, any questions, any comments, leave them, ask them, and I'll be here to answer them. And with all that being said, guys, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Peace.